YouTube! Street culture is dying. Let me be the first to say it's about time, man. There's a lot of things I can say about it, but the one thing I do want to say is just that it's pointless. If you get into it and you really think about the end in sight, everybody who's either been involved in it or been around it, etc., they know there's only two things that you end up doing: going to jail or getting put into a grave. And it's like, outside of that, you don't really ever become anything more than that. And it's like, you don't really want to be in a gang. There's plenty of other things that you want to do besides running the streets. You're only in the streets because you're trying to make money. So I just think our methods of trying to attain these things is just what we need to work on. But let's see what we got today, all right? Lock in!
I have been seeing a shift mentally for a lot of my brothers within the black community. And this shift has something to do with how they view the streets. In 2026, man, a lot of us are seeing that shit in a negative light. Now, obviously, this is a positive thing, but I want to state this first. I never looked at the troubled black youth through a linear lens. Although they may be doing dumb, dysfunctional things, I understand that they are just a product of their environment. Hell, I was a part of that environment. So I always give a different outlook and a different perspective. Instead of demonizing these guys, nobody ever has nuance to it. You can't look at things through a linear lens. You gotta go back. Starting with slavery, that's 400 years.
Nothing's black and white.
Of an attempted genocide, right? Things were so bad there, and the psychological effects has literally passed down through generations. It's called epigenetics. It's a real thing. Moving past slavery, you got Jim Crow, segregation, redlining, COINTELPRO. And I hate the fact that a lot of people don't even know about COINTELPRO. These people literally targeted all of our leaders. Every time we had a person that was trying to take up for us, they killed them. But they always want to throw out the pick up yourself by your bootstraps mentality. They had Malcolm X in there, MLK, Fred Hampton. It's literally in documents, bro. It's crazy. Moving past that, we got the crack epidemic, the war on drugs, mass incarceration. These people are so strategic. And when I look at the black community now, it's not surprising why we see some dysfunction. Now, with that stated, we know the nature of these people. We know how they get down. We know how evil they are. So we just got to continue to be the resilient people that we are. And it's like a trap, okay? You know, you set a trap out. I can understand if you fall for it the first couple of times. But when you keep doing it, what are you doing? So eventually, with a lot of my brothers, I try to tell y'all, like, you can't keep falling for these same traps. And this street mentality is something that a lot of my brothers do. But like I stated, I have been seeing a shift in that, and I'm so proud of us. I want to talk about the Gucci Mane and Pooh Shiesty situation as an example. I'm pretty sure all of y'all know the situation surrounding it. Pooh Shiesty, a rapper, just got out of jail, like a couple of months ago. And then last month or whatever, he ended up going back to jail because he robbed Gucci Mane and tried to make him sign a contract, bro. Some goofy shit. A lot of people held him accountable and told him how dumb he was for doing that. Brother, you just got out of jail. You had a second chance. And as soon as you get out, you throw it away again. And if it was really about money, he could have capitalized in so many ways. Y'all see what I got on my head right now? This is a Nike ski mask. Everybody calls these shits shiesties after Pooh Shiesty. This is why I say, man, you need to have smart brothers around you, people that are more intelligent than you. Pooh Shiesty could have came out. People already think he has his gangster image, so he good regardless. He don't have to do anything else. He could have came out, shit, hopped on the GTA RP like T Grizzly, started a whole brand of shiesties and started selling them. You know what I'm saying? Even though the hype died down, he could have still made a couple millions off of that if it was about money. But like I say, man, these brothers are so impulsive, and that's why I try to tell y'all, like, man, stop thinking with your emotions. Sit down, think about the pros and the cons, and not just in that moment. And even more.
And I'm gonna leave y'all with this before we continue this video, because I'm gonna get it tatted on me. So like I said, you're gonna watch me grow, and it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a crazy journey we go on together. But I'm gonna get the whole left side of my body tatted, and I'm gonna have it just coming over, you know, like how the Venom symbiote and stuff like that, like it looks like it's reaching over to the other side. But I want to get a quote. It's a quote I came up with, and I live by it to this day. I forgot when I came up with it, but it was just when I was in some deep times, and I was in a position like this, thinking with my emotions. You can either be a slave to your heart or a master of your mind. And just think about that.
Or with this Pooh Shiesty situation, it seems that Gucci Mane snitched, and that's whole debatable. I understand both sides. Like, Gucci Mane was this gangster rapper that was talking about doing all this stuff, robbing people, and then he ended up snitching on somebody. But that's not what ended up happening. Basically, when Pooh Shiesty and his crew did what they did, they ended up robbing them, you know, for jewelry and chains and stuff. And I think it totaled up to like $600,000. That's a lot of money. And if you don't know, with a lot of these rappers, they have insurance on their jewelry. So I'm guessing Gucci Mane had to file a report like, yeah, my jewelry was stolen. I think that's as far as it went. But But even though, bro, he's what, 40, 50 years old, at some point I can't make excuses for street dudes, right? I understand the young teens in the early 20s when you do a lot of dumb stuff before 25, you know, they say our brain don't develop. I get that. But once you get to these 40s and 50s and you still trying to do this dumb shit, bro, that's on you. Y'all got kids out here to take care of, you got mouths to feed, and you out here bullshit. I just can't get down with that, bro. I'm a father. I'm 24. I'm a father of 3 at 24. You know what I'm saying? Married. And I'm sorry, nothing could trick me off the streets from taking care of them. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing I would, you know, that's my...
Oh, man, respect. And I feel the same exact way. Ever since I have my son, there's nothing like any type of situation where I'm thinking like, oh, I want to do this to like, you know, maybe it would benefit us or whatever. I'm always thinking about him in the forefront of my mind. How is this going to affect him? How can I still be there and involved in his life? Because that's the most important thing to me, honestly, is my family. And that's because above that is time. So I'd say time is my most important thing. And then by virtue of that, my family. And it's like, we only have so little time. He's only going to be his certain age right now, because he's 2. So he's only going to be 2 years old for so long before he's 3, then he's 4, then he's 10, then he's 15, then he's 20. And then it's like, I don't want to miss any of that. And then I want, especially since I didn't really have this, I want to make sure that as he grows up, he can be like, yeah, my pops was there. He was involved. He believed in me. Even if the whole world turned against him, he would know that I have his back. And that I would go to the ends of the earth. It doesn't matter what age I'm at. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. I would be willing to give my life on front lines to make sure that he can have just a few more days of life. If, you know, if a situation like that came to it, like, I don't know, like as soon as my son came into this world, it just made me want to go even harder and just stop accepting excuses and just thinking in really immature ways. Because I was maturing and stuff. You know how people, oh, you're mature for your age, but I still had a lot of immature tendencies and personality traits and characteristics, and all of that, man, just instantly started getting nipped in the butt one by one. And every day I'm growing as an individual because of him. And I'm very grateful for him, because even in this world, this fast-paced world, he makes it easy for me to be able to lock back in on the present, you know, because too often nowadays, you're either worried about the past or thinking about the past and dreading the future. And then since you're worried about the past and thinking about the future, you have no time for the present. And then you're in this constant cycle where you feel like you're missing moments and you feel like you're not living your life. But it's like, you got to learn to let go.
My main priority. So I truly don't understand a lot this mindset from these 40-year-old men that's still trying to be in the street, having the risk of going to jail, leaving your family behind. That's just, it's not cool to me. I'm sorry. But for the most part, man, like I say, a lot of us have this mentality. That is why I hate seeing these black fatigue videos and all this talking down on the black community, because we hold each other accountable. A lot of us are moving in the right ways. Most of my friends are college graduates, married with kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are positive people that I see within the black community. In fact, a lot of these black cities such as Chicago, Baltimore, their murder rates have dropped. For the most part, black murders have gone down. And the only black murders that we're seeing is just gang violence. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that is hard to stop, because it's like, if somebody kill your brother, you won't get back. It just keeps going back and forth. Like I said, bro, I don't demonize these people. I try to encourage them, but you know.
I'm so glad that we are witnessing, little by little, city by city, kids are seeing how stupid this street shit is. Kids are seeing how pointless glorifying this bullshit is, because the niggas who promote it don't even follow the fucking rules that they try to apply on others. Degenerate mindset. You have grown men damn near or well into their 30s. Some of them are approaching their 40s, still trying to fucking play street politics. Nigga, go raise your kids. And if you a grown ass man, the only reason why you should be willing to go to jail is behind protecting your wife or kids.
Literally, that's the only thing.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? If I gotta smoke somebody for trying them or doing, that's the only thing, and that's justifiable. Like
Man, and that's why, man, my prayers and my compassion and everything goes out to the Celeste family and anybody who is close to her and cares about her, because it's like, I couldn't imagine, like, dang, just thinking about a situation like that, man, it just makes me so infuriated.
You could get off with that. Like, if somebody break into your house and try to harm your family, you're justified. You're in the legal realms to do that. They try to touch, God forbid somebody try to touch on you, little kid. Man, what? That's no thought.
You are willing to sit in a jail, a prison, a penitentiary for years, decades on end, protecting another man for a gang code. Away from women, away from your kids.
Even, I'm sorry to pause, but even the gang code shit, bro, like, I understand it's having a honor, right? If you're going to involve yourself in these streets, then you're going to live by, obviously. But it's just so flawed because it's like, say, I've seen situations like this happen, right? Say you're in a car, a group of y'all, it's 4 of y'all, it's drugs in the car. The person with the drugs can easily just get everybody else out of the situation by saying, yeah, it's mine. But for some reason, like, he won't say anything. And now all of y'all are intertwined when he could have just took his charge as a man. But now you're supposed to say nothing when you don't have nothing to do with it, when he could have just owned up to it. And basically it's like, you don't give a fuck about me. You know what I'm saying? So like, I always just try to think logically. You know what I'm saying? I never, like I say, never demonize. I have to state that because like I said, these type of videos turn into anti-black shit. I just want to establish that fact. It's still fuck the system, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Get that straight. But like I said, I just never understood that logic, bro. Like, you know, that's why the friends that I do have, man, I try to be like, hey man, we on the same page. I have outgrown.
Yeah, he's right. The street culture is just illogical. It's an illogical way of thinking. You know, you want to talk about owning the block and owning that street and owning the corner when there's somebody who owns the city. There's somebody who owns the country, somebody who owns the mom and pop store. There's somebody who owns that Smith's or Walmart that's on your block. So you may think you got all this power within your small community because you can demonize and terrorize all of the people in your community, because realistically that's what you're doing. You're doing more harm to your community than anything when you can just be putting effort into building your community, putting value and sustenance into your community, and then you can watch everything blossom from there. But hey, maybe that's too logical.
On some of my friends that are, you know, in the streets, and I just hate that they can't change their mindset. I'm always gonna be, you know, behind their back, but it's like, I need y'all to get on point and get right, dog.
I heard that ops give other ops back shots in jail. So when I was younger, I made a decision to never have any and to never be anyone else's. And 21 plus years later, I can confirm to y'all that that was one of the greatest decisions I've ever made for myself. And now I'm proud of myself and of y'all that we can sit here together and say that we witnessed to the death of street culture in real time. Because what a lot of us have been trying to tell the rest of y'all that weren't listening is that it was never cool to be in the streets. And you know, like, I'm grateful that we're all on the same page now, at least more of us are on the same page, but it was always a stupid life to live that wasn't worth entertaining. Why would you glorify a lifestyle that's not safe to live?
So, all right, so look, I'm gonna give this rebuttal. And, you know, my brother right here, he makes great content. He's not one of those anti-black channels. But like I say, man, he got to understand, especially like just growing up within the environment, a lot of times they only know rapping or playing ball as the way to get out. So they're just rapping about what they see. And with a lot of these rappers, right, they do this in a great way. Meek Mill has some bangers where he break down, like he literally break down systemic racism. G Herbo, even King Von, like, y'all gotta listen to the lyrics of a lot of these songs. They actually break down, you know, the things that they go through and how they grew up. Their mama had to work. Their dad was this weird way. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things are caused by this. Like I said, there's a snowball effect. So they're just kind of rapping their story.
What is there to glorify?
Also, people are just picking and choosing. That's a great point he just made. Because I've thought about it, but I haven't, you know, this is a great time to bring it up. Yeah, they literally tell their stories in their songs. So when they're rapping about, oh, my mama was having to sell her body or work 3 jobs, or she had to take care of 6 kids, dad wasn't there, or dad was a dope dealer, gangbanger, or, you know, I grew up in a culture where as soon as I step outside, I got to worry if I'm going to get shot or not, etc. People breaking into my house, cockroaches on the floor, people outside selling dope as soon as I walk out, doing crack, you know, shooting themselves up, etc. A whole bunch of things. And they're just rapping about what influences them. And the people tend to forget that's what it is, their environment. And people are just too disassociated, I think that's the right word, from the situation, where they're not putting themselves in the situation. If I was in that situation, it's easy to say that I wouldn't have made said decisions based off of the experiences I've had up to this point and the healthy upbringing and healthy relationships and healthy everything, etc., that led to me being the person I am now. But if I was put in that position and I was that person, would I be making the same decisions? And that's what it is to put yourself in someone else's shoes, not look at it from in their lens, from your experience and from your perspective. No, it's to put yourself in their lens, their experiences and their perspective. Because you got to understand, we're all one and the same at the end of the day, whether y'all believe it or not. I can argue and say, I'm you and you're me if I was you. And what I mean by that is if I was put in your body and lived your experiences and I had your temperament and I had X, Y, I would still be you. The decisions would still have been made. None of that would have changed, because just because the person and I change, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't change the circumstances, the individuals we had to look up to and who influenced us in the environment, etc. That doesn't change. And then the body you're entering, the temperament you're going to have, the mentality you're going to develop from a young age, you know, and how you're treated as a baby and all that carries as well into your childhood. And that stuff gets solidified into your teenage years. And then you only grow on that into your adulthood. It's a lot to it. But like you said, if you just listen to the songs, they're telling you, they're speaking their truth. And if they had any other option, I'm sure they would have took it. I'm sure if their parents gave them the opportunity and invested into them to do good academically and they didn't have to worry about food, the lights being cut off, etc., and they can go to school and not have to worry about stuff like that, and they can actually get into sports and explore any academic interests or creative arts, anything like that, I'm sure they would have. But you wouldn't believe it, they don't have that opportunity most of the time. That's the reason why a lot of these things happen, is because they just don't have the opportunity to be anything else.
About a lifestyle that puts other lives at risk, including the one living it. Like, even as a kid, I was seeing this shit wondering what the fuck is going on. There's no way y'all are just willingly participating in back and forth drive-bys like it's the Hood Olympics. Does that sound like something any human being interested in doing something worthwhile would be up to? This might be a little controversial and maybe a little bit unnecessary. Y'all criticize the DJ Academics for the way he talked about gang members on his Warren Chirac YouTube channel, and I don't agree with that guy on most things. But the way he was clowning the fuck out of criminals, we need more of that. All of the grown men who voluntarily participated in that life and willingly threw their lives away for it, for a block, mind you, that they don't even own. Yeah, y'all don't deserve anything less than to be laughed at. Street culture has always been stupid and makes a mockery of the rest of us.
Now, I've been seeing countless videos like that from other young black men. The shift is happening and the shift is here. Now, with this being the case, I don't think the CIA is too happy about this, right? I don't think they are, because I just seen one of the craziest videos in my life from a black man. And y'all, man, hey, you can't tell me they're not trying. Just let's check this shit out.
Like I said before, if you over 18 and you never killed nobody before and you a black man, you a sucker. You
weirdo. I hope and pray that this shit is satire. Did y'all hear this? This is CIA propaganda. This is how these people think we operate. No, I don't know who this nigga is. He about 40 years old.
Hey, this AI. This is an AI video, y'all. Don't believe it. Go and report this video as AI right now.
If you over the age of 18, if you ain't killed nobody, you're a bitch. What in the nigga? What? Yeah, y'all. This is what I mean, man. The CIA, boy, they don't like to see us waking up. They don't like to see that. They had to send a couple of these niggas in. Let's rewatch this shit. This is hilarious, bro.
like I said before, if you over 18 and you never killed nobody before and you a black man, you a sucker. You not what we looking for. If you want to be hard, you want to be a gangbanger, you want to be a killer, go get you some hats. Go kill some.
Hey, and just in case there are people that subscribe to this way of thinking, let me just put it into a different perspective. So you're telling me you're allowing another grown man to disrupt what you have going on internally to the point where you want to go and inflict violence on him, as opposed to just getting more money, doing better, and taking care of your family even better, putting so much distance between you and that mother hater that all he can do is watch from the sideline?
body right away.
Dr. Umar had a perfect quote for this. He was like, some of these niggas, they got to get put to sleep for good. You know what I'm saying? They be too far gone. Because how do you hop on camera and tell young kids to go kill somebody? Mainly other black people, because that's who they're around. I'm not seeing any, and this is my problem, dog. You know, I got to hold a lot of my street dudes accountable. Y'all be so critical of other black men, police of other black men. Oh, what you doing here? Like the LA gangs, y'all. Just making niggas check in. But these rich ass white men that walk through these, that own these hoods, y'all don't say shit to them. How you doing, sir?
Facts.
But yo, brother, you ready to mug him. Y'all got niggas like Jordan walking around here alive. But y'all want to go kill a other.
I've never understood that. Because if you're going to be like that, if you're going to be checking people, why are you only checking them in certain areas or checking them when you want to or certain individuals? No, check everybody. Check the white boy, check the Hispanic dude, check the Asian brother, and check the black dude too. Check everybody. Check the girls, check the males. If you're going to be about it with everybody, and then really watch what happens to the whole gang culture and watch it just blow up in your face. And watch how quickly that whole facade fades and people show you they're not going to tolerate it. And that's something I've always noticed too, or I've always felt. When the gangs themselves, it always felt like, whether it's a Hispanic gang, a black gang, Asian gang, or whatever, it always felt like outside of the oppositions between each other that they had, most of the violence they ever did was mostly inflicted on their own communities and their own people. And it never felt like they were doing more good than harm. It always felt like it was more harm than good. And it's like, why do you want to have that identity? It's like, oh, I'm in a gang. And the whole identity of the gang, you sell drugs, kill people, rob people, you know, smoke dope, sell dope. When you can have this identity, oh, if you're going to be a part of that, you know, you want to be a part of something. Well, be a part of something. It's like, oh, when they think of gangs, it's like, oh, usually their neighborhoods are top tier, always spotless clean. The culture there is always vibrant, high energy. There's always kids outside having no care in the world, riding bikes, playing sports, and people outside having cookouts, enjoying each other's companies. All the neighbors know each other, and they have a real sense of community. That's the idea of gangs when people think of it, but that's not. So why would you want to be part of the former?
You know, it's really raccoon behavior. It's raccoon activity. You know what I'm saying? Have the utmost respect for any white man, but you ready to lay down your brother. And y'all, hey, bruh. Shit, man. That's it for this video, though, man. I hope you...
Yeah, man. And that's it for the video. Y'all let me know how you feel in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And, man, the culture is here. The culture is shifting, man. I'm excited. I'm happy for it too, because, man, black people, bro, we're capable of such great things, man. We're so creative. We're so driven and hardworking. We've already accomplished so much, being backhanded, etc., right, by society and even by self-sabotage. But now we're shifting the culture, man. And I'm ready for it. But y'all already know I'm not Kenny, but I'm just like you.